Good morning. We are here. Welcome to our spiritual 52 weeks challenge for you this week from the Israel Temple Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, uh, Reverend and First Lady Roderick Freeman and Sabrina Freeman. We're here for uh, your day to be a blessed day. We're praying for your day to be a blessed day, and we're just so delighted to have you with us this morning. We will start off with our scripture as we uh, always do at this time. Our scripture, First John 4:4. We told you this would be our uh, theme scripture dealing with the spiritual 52 weeks challenge. First John 4:4. You are of God, little children, and have overcome them who because he who is in you is greater than he who is in this world. So always remember that scripture. Uh, some translations, as I told you, will say, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. It's the same scripture, motivating you that you can reach these challenges. You can do these challenges. So remember that scripture, First John 4:4. Our word today uh, is another simple word, but powerful and meaningful word.
Definitely.
Accountability. Accountability. So I'm gonna ask my wife if she will.
Okay. As he said, the word is accountability. And the definition for it is just simply the fact or condition of being accountable and responsibility. Um, and I guess I'll start. That's something that we all have to deal with on a daily basis in our lives. Um, everybody, everybody needs to be held accountable for the things that you say, the things that you do. Sometimes our tongues are very powerful. So definitely when you say things, you have to be held accountable to what you say. If you tell somebody that you're going to do something, that you're going to be somewhere, you have to be held accountable for that. You have to make sure that you show up and you do what you're supposed to do because you've told somebody, you've given somebody your word in doing that. And then as well, you have to be accountable in your marriages, spouses. You have to be accountable to each other, and you have to be accountable to yourselves. You have to make sure you hold what you say true, your vows especially. So you have to make sure that you make sure that the vows that you took when you got married, the oath that you took to one another, you have to be accountable for that. Not just the day of your marriage, not the day after, but every day in that marriage. For years and years to come, you have to be accountable for that. And then you have to be responsible with the things that you do and say as well. Responsibility is a lot. People don't think sometimes that what you do and how you act um, is ways of being responsible, but they are. I always tell my kids, for everything that you do, there's a good and a bad consequence. And all that is being responsible for what you do.
Right.
You have to know that when you go out here as a young person, as a teenager, that the things you do can come back to bite you. They can come back to be good for you, or they can come back to haunt you.
That's right.
A lot of kids this day and time, when they're out here in this world, especially in high school, they do things and they don't think about things that they do. They post things on Facebook and all these social media sites. And even as us as adults, sometimes we don't think that the things that we post and the things that we do can come back to us, but they can. So we definitely have to be responsible for the things that we do. And sometimes we have to ask that little simple question, is this right? Is this of God? Uh, is this something I need to do? Or even as well, women, when we come out the house, is this something that I need to be wearing? If you feel uncomfortable in it, you're tugging and you're pulling, trying to cover up spots and spaces, then you know you need to be responsible. You need to go back in the house and you need to check yourself and change.
Right.
So, being accountable can be in all facets of our lives. So we just have to make sure that, we hold ourselves accountable and we be responsible for our actions and for our words that we say and do.
And when I think about accountability, it's for me, it's that you being accountable for what is coming from you and what you are connecting yourself to. You have to be accountable. You holding that to the fullest, the best that you can.
Yes.
And a lot of times we want everybody around us to be accountable to us, but we don't want to be accountable to them. So whatever you're doing in your life, no matter where you are in your life, whatever you're doing, wherever you connected to, whether it be the church, whether it be your family, your job, accountability is real and is needed.
Yes.
You think about our world, people now, if you just would be accountable, think about that means slow down. Think about accountability is really you just slowing down, thinking, okay, how is this going to look from somebody else's perspective on me?
Right.
So that'll help you be real accountable. How is this going to be looked at with everything going on in our world? I was watching the news this morning, the George Floyd case. Somebody should have been accountable right there.
Yeah.
Some police officer out of four police officers, did no one say, hey, we got him, let it go, let's put him in the car, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wanted to be accountable. Everybody wanted everybody else to do what's right, but you're not doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? So accountability is somewhere in your head has to pop up. How is this helping me or describing me? Am I doing my job? How is this describing me to somebody else? How is this affecting somebody else? And how they viewing me? And am I doing the right thing?
Right.
So it helps you to slow down and think about it. One thing my parents will always tell us when it came down to accountability, if you cannot be a person of your word, then you already killing your character. Because once your word is destroyed, what you control coming off of your lips, nobody controls that but you. So if you say I'm going to do this and then you turn around and don't do it, you killing your own your character. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my parents taught us, that your word, did nobody put no gun to your head and say you was going to do it? Did nobody make you do it or force you to do it? When you control the words come off of your mouth. So when they come out, you need to be making sure that there is something that you can back up. And that's what accountability means to me. Especially like my wife said, with all of us, this modern technology, we in a new age. We in a new age, y'all. Things are caught, and we do more on the media than ever before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be accountable. You have to be accountable of how you carry yourself. Young people, and me and my wife, we tell young people this all the time. Watch what you post on the media sites, because jobs are holding you accountable before you even get hired.
Yes.
They'll take your name and plug it in, and then go right on your page and see how you carry yourself.
Yes.
How you walking around, what language you using, you all this cussing and fussing and throwing up the signs and think you doing something. Oh, that's so cool. And the job looking at you saying, I will never hire that person to represent me.
You're looking at your pictures as well. They say a picture say 1,000 words. And sometimes the way you represent yourself in pictures when you're doing things. So definitely that's something that we all need to make sure that we're watching out and that we're looking at. Before you post things, think about what you're posting.
Right.
Reread it.
Right.
2 or 3 times to make sure the wording is correct and that it is who you are.
That's
and
right.
What you want to say. Because
Yeah.
when it comes out, it's out there.
Right.
Whether you meant it or not, it's out there. And that's the same thing in any, and even like I said, in our relationships.
Right.
When you speak things and you say things and you don't think about things. And that's a very important thing as well, is that before we speak, sometimes we need to think.
Mm-hmm.
We need to step back, take a breather, cool down, and then think about seriously what it is that we want to come out. Because when words are very powerful, words are hurtful to people. So definitely, we got to be accountable for those things.
Right. And just hold yourself accountable this week of what you tie yourself to, what you're putting yourself in. Hold yourself accountable, because guess what? God is holding us accountable for how what goes in this body, what comes out of this body. God is holding us accountable. So you have to hold yourself accountable. Watch what goes on. Watch what is happening around you and the things that you're connecting to. If it's not representing God, if it's not healthy for your life and for your spiritual development, hey, you're accountable for that. So if can't nobody get mad at you, well, they can get mad at you, but
right.
What I mean by that is can't nobody tell you, well, you ought to be doing this. You can, hey, I'm not going to put myself in that, because I'm being accountable for this soul. I'm accountable for this soul. I'm accountable for my children and what they go, what I'm saying, what they experience. So, people might get mad at, well, you ought to do this. That's the way you want to raise your children. That's the way you want to do the things you want to do. Then you do it. But for us, me, I'm not going down that road. It's just that simple. Be accountable. Hold yourself accountable and watch God. Watch God. I promise you, watch God blessings flow even more towards you, because guess what? And now watch this. You may not thought about it this way. Why would God bless you with more if you're not accountable for the less?
Yes.
If you're not going to be accountable for the first blessing, why he going to bless you with a second blessing and a third blessing and a fourth blessing if you're not being accountable for the first one? So be accountable for who you are, for who God made you to be, and the things that God has given you. Be accountable for that, so that he can what? Brag on you and bless you even more. Because when he blesses you, that's all he's doing is bragging. Saying, look at my children. I know that they can do this, and I'm gonna bless them a little bit more. And don't you want God to brag on you, because you are a woman and a man who stands by their word and deed, being accountable. Yes. Accountability. You have anything else you want to share?
No, I don't at this time.
Okay, so we thank you. We're gonna
thank you.
We're gonna leave you with our motto, and hope that this week you will be accountable for the work that is before you, for your lifestyle, and for those that are in your circle. We're gonna leave you with these words: challenge yourself to be better, because if you don't, who will? We love you. Go forth, and guess what? It's a good day.
Yes.
It's a good day to tell somebody you love them.
Yes.
So
and be blessed this week.
Be blessed this week. God bless you.